Hey guys, Brian Myers here at Primitive Strength. I'm a SFG Level 2 kettlebell instructor, and today I'm just going to show you a kettlebell clean, go over some of the things to look out for, and show you some of the fixes that I use with my students that help them to get better at the kettlebell clean. So, I've got a 24 kilo. I'm going to demonstrate a couple of single arm cleans real quick. Okay, what is the clean? It's a fancy swing, a single arm swing that ends up in the rack. So if my students have not yet owned a single arm swing, we're going to cheater clean. I'm going to just back them up to a cheater clean. I'm not going to let them do the regular clean if they have not owned that swing, because the clean comes from the swing. Okay, so what happened there? Dropping from the hips, doing single arm swing. On my clean, it's the exact same power from the hips as my swing. Excuse me, the upper arm does not come disconnected from the upper body, okay? When I go to clean, it stays connected and I bring the bell up into the rack, all right? So, a couple of things that you need to start with if you're doing this with your students is teach it from the top down. Okay, we teach the rack position first. You have them cheater clean that up. Teach them the rack position. Neutral wrist. Thumb is by the collarbone. Fist is underneath the chin. Forearm is almost vertical. Ladies will be a little bit more to the outside, but we want to try to keep the elbow almost directly underneath the belt. Okay? Once they're comfortable in the rack position, we're going to teach them how to drop it. Again, I want the upper arm staying connected to the body. Okay? So I'll have them work on the drop a couple of times, getting comfortable, loading the hips, extending the elbow fully, loading the hips, not putting any pressure on the bicep and leaving that upper arm connected. Okay? Once they get comfortable with that drop, then we're going to start taking it back up. Cheater clean it up. So drop and then reverse that motion. With my students, I have them practice the drop and then do a few swings, which I'll demonstrate for you. So I'm going to practice the drop and then a couple of swings. Okay, so you get comfortable with the drop, dropping it, doing a couple swings, and then we're just going to tell them to take that right back up into the rack position. All right. So a couple of things that can go wrong in that. Single arm swing, they're used to letting it come out, the upper arm's coming disconnected. They're going to let it disconnect when they go to do a clean, and it's going to have the arc out in front, and it's going to come and bang into the shoulder, bang onto the wrist, which we do not want. We want to zip the jacket up and keep that smooth, okay? I'm not going to demonstrate that. I'm not going to do a bad demo, but if you're here, you let the upper arm come disconnected, and then you do your clean. Well, you've got all this momentum coming in that's going to slam into your shoulder and bang on the wrist, and we want to avoid that, okay? So one of my fixes for that, come around here, what I like to do with my students, sometimes this cleans it up pretty quick. Sometimes we have to do other drills. Up against the wall drill, okay? So I'm going to set the kettlebell up, and then I'm going to tell them to assume the position, the bottom part of their swing. So they're going to hinge, get into the bottom part of their swing, and then I want them about 6 to 8 inches away from the wall, their forehead. We'll adjust the bell as necessary, and then from here we're going to do a clean. And we're going to park it each time. What that does is that makes them tame the arc and keep that bell closer to them instead of letting it extend out too far. If they do, they're going to hit my wall. I'm not going to be happy. Okay? So I'm going to show you that one more time. Once you come around to the other side. Bottom part of the swing position, about 6 to 8 inches away from the wall. Okay? That helps them to realize that the arc from the swing and the clean are different. The swing is out front, the clean, we need to bring that in and keep it a little bit closer. Okay? Another drill that you can use is putting a folded piece of paper, thin towel, $100 bill, something like that, underneath their arm. Get them set up in the rack position, set that underneath their arm, and tell them not to let the paper or the towel drop. That way you assure that they're keeping their upper arm connected to their body. Okay, and not casting, we call that casting out. If you see that casting, all you have to do is reinforce keeping the upper arm glued to the ribs, and maintaining that arc and keeping it in close, okay? One other thing that happens on a clean is the death grip. People will just squeeze the handle so hard, they're used to holding onto it really tight on the swing. They squeeze that handle really tight, okay? And it's real clunky. Comes around, bangs on my wrist, slams into my shoulder, keeps the grip loose, okay? Let the bell just slide down to the fingers and then to the base of the palm when you bring it up into the rack position. Okay, so that's a couple of things that hopefully will help you and your students to get a better clean. It's nothing more, like I said, it's nothing more than a fancy swing that ends up in the rack position, sets you up for a really good press. If you got a sloppy clean, your press, you're not going to be set up good for it. Press might not go as you want it to, so make sure that you get your cleans dialed in, all right? If you have any questions, you can message us on Facebook. Check out our webpage at primitivestrengthama.com, and y'all have a great day. See ya.